Hi, friends. Still haven't gotten me my new theme music yet. So, you know, the anticlimactic opens continue. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday. Usually I'm here on Wednesdays, taking over that World Girl Wednesday spot. However, today I am not because you guys know I went to a premiere last night. So I changed it to Thursday this week. But other than that, it's usually going to be Wednesdays and Sundays when we can. So welcome to Rockstar Thursdays. Thursdays are a fun day in general. Today, what did I do? I went to work in the morning, and then I went to Grammys to check in, and then I met up with Steph for our writers meeting, and then I came home and made a smoothie, and now I'm live with you guys. Yes, Rox, you made it through the day. It's only 7:18. There's still a lot of time left. I still have so much to do when I get off, which we'll talk about all the things that I'm working on right now. And I want to know what you guys are doing. What do we do usually here on Wednesday nights? Now Thursday right now. Now Thursday right now. I want to call it therapy, but I don't want to be misleading because I'm very clearly not a therapist, and neither are a lot of you guys. I'm going to refer to it as not qualified therapy. Venting? What is therapy when you're not a therapist? A vent sesh. So let's get into it. Plus, I want to talk career updates with you guys. What's going on with the effing VA that's driving me nuts. Aunt life. Some questions I have about life, my stoner thoughts. And also, I told you guys I wanted to be bringing more fun facts because while I don't like trivia, I do love fun facts. And so throughout the week, I saved a couple things. And let me tell you what it is that I saved. All right. I learned about this guy, Lawn Chair Larry. Have you guys ever heard about Lawn Chair Larry? Because we will talk about it. Lawn Chair Larry was a mother effing icon. Yes or no? Have you heard of him? As always, I'm going to continue to be here for as long as you guys allow me to, continue to stream as often as you guys allow me to. So if you want to show support for the show and me, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Of course, I also really appreciate super chats. The way that super chat works, YouTube takes 50% of it. So we creators usually tend to prefer, if you go over to Streamlabs, it takes one extra step, but the vast majority of your money goes to the creator. So appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, trivia isn't just fun facts you haven't learned yet. It would be if it wasn't asked like a question. Don't quiz me in order for me to get the goods. Just tell me what it is that you know that I don't. Don't be out here. What do you think is the guess how many did? If you want to do that, great. Join Trivia League. Go to Bar Trivia. But I just want to know, do you know about Lawn Chair Larry? We will talk about it. Hi, friends who are in here. Anybody who starts the show off with me, you guys get a shout out. RQMDSMD, Mike Joyce, Brittany Parker, Jimmy Nails. Haven't seen you in a minute, my dude. Jameson, Ash, Mohammed Belsin, all of the people. George Pruitt, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so shall we jump into where do you guys? I ask you guys, where do you want me to start? You want me to start with my personal life, or do you want me to start with things that are going on in the world or fun fact kind of things? We do both, but where do you want us to start today? Start with me or start with other? Me, other. Me, other. I gotta say, this little flip of my hair is a little cutie flip. Cutie little flip going on with my hair. Okay, next day hair. Look at you, little flippy girl. Also, my nails are still on point. And it's been, that's smoothie on my knuckle. Good. Very good. You gotta love when smoothies on your knuckle. Come on. This has lasted me 3.5 weeks. I need them to last a month always because your girl cannot afford to get her nails done more than that. Your girl can't even afford really to go get her nails done that often, but gotta have your nails done, gotta have your hair done, gotta have your face done, gotta look good, gotta be on camera, gotta. That's how I feel sometimes, like a little like fucking doll, like, gotta have this in order to do what my dream is, which is then for them to do all of that. Okay, so It seems like you guys want me to start with me for the most part. Don't worry, we'll get to the other stuff. Okay. So starting with, let's start, Mike says career stuff. So let's start career stuff. Send in your Streamlabs, send in your questions, send in your comments, send in your concerns. If you do have concerns based on the way I'm speaking right now, makes perfect sense. Career-wise, you guys know I went to London. I shot that movie. After we shot, they continued shooting for weeks. It is now wrapped. I checked in with the director and the producer. They said everything went great. So I'm just so excited about that. And I can't believe, like, I can't tell you guys how you're going to be able to see it yet. This is the first time that I've ever shot a movie that going into it, I know when and where you're going to be able to watch it. So exciting for me. It's just so great that it's not like contingent on this. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Maybe you won't. Like, I know that you guys are going to be able to see it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really glad that the rest of the shoot went well. I have so much faith in this team. I just think that they're gangbusters awesome. I love this director. I love the producer. I love the writer. I just loved everybody involved with it. And so I can't wait to see the movie. I just can't wait. And keep in mind, I'm smaller role, just a few scenes, but it's just so exciting. I love that I'm gonna be in a movie and you guys are gonna be able to see it, and it's not a question, it's gonna happen. Although, I'm sure that's what everybody in Batgirl thought. That's not happening here. I'm just saying. You never know until it's actually out. But fingers crossed. So that's the update on the movie, and I'll give you guys more of an update when I can. I also think that the movie is helping me catapult hopefully to the next place, which because my name was in a lot of the trades, and it's a Kate Beckinsale, Louis Tan movie, and people are seeing my name. This is what we call brand marriage, right? My name is being married up to their name because I'm in articles with them, in a movie with them. I'm hoping that gets me a little more notoriety. I've had some people reach out to me about different possible opportunities and projects, and I'm hoping that this continues to keep the ball rolling, which would be really, really exciting for me. Whether this gets me in more doors or just on people's minds more, or more auditions, or people excited for me, whatever it is, that's all really good stuff. So that's great. I'm also still in that movie right now called Party of Darkness, which is making its way around the festival circuit, which is really cool. So people on Instagram who follow Party of Darkness, you're able to see if it comes to a festival near you. I've been trying to post about that when it does come to places. And I'm not sure what their plan is after the festivals, but I will keep you guys posted. And then I filmed a short that's also running the festival circuit right now, different festivals, because the first one's more horror. This is more like rom-com cutesy short. And I don't know if I can talk about that one yet, even though it is playing festivals. It's doing very well. But I've had some people message me about it, so that's cool. So the acting stuff, my dream feels like chugga. Like we're getting some momentum, which is really, really exciting. And fingers crossed, and I'll keep you guys posted what else comes of that. There was this happens a lot, but people reached out to me about this movie and they had me read this script and I was excited about it. And then their financing fell through recently. So it's not like it's all just smooth sailing. There's been a lot of unfortunate stuff as well, where I keep thinking I got something and then I didn't get it. And then, like this week on TV, I was watching a couple different episodes of things that I auditioned for. And then I'm watching the screen and you see it happens, like people that have got the role that you didn't get. And it's hard to not feel like comparing yourself or frustrated. I'm happy for everybody who books, because it's just so hard. But so it's like, I feel like right now, instead, usually for 15 years, I felt like I was going one step forward, two steps back. And for the first time, I feel like I'm going two steps forward, one step back, which still means I'm moving forward. So yeah, that's good stuff. And like I said, I'll keep you guys posted about what's going on over there. Let me check in with the Streamlabs before I continue. And I can talk about the hosting stuff and all different life stuff as well. Just, I know you guys had said career first, so that's how I feel in life. Although I did go on a date this week, so we can talk about that too if you guys want. In the Streamlabs yesterday, Handsome Ransom sent to Streamlabs, said, hola. Nope. Aloha. Good, Roxy. Good reading. Aloha. Sending good vibes and positivity? Question mark? What do you mean? Question mark. Also, just want to share a poem I read recently that made you come to mind. Why I Wake Early by Mary Oliver. You rock. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you so much, Handsome Ransom. I want to see what the poem is. Why I Wake Early. I wonder if I can find it right now. Okay. Hold on. Why I Wake Early, Mary Oliver. Poem of the week. Why I Wake Early. Here we go. Why I Wake Early by Mary Oliver. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories and into the windows of even the miserable and crotchety. Best preacher that ever was, dear star that just happens to be where you are in the universe to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day in happiness, in kindness. That was so nice. What? That reminded you of me? Guys, no one ever says nice things to me like that. That was, woo! Oh, really nice. Thank you so much. Handsome Ransom also said, aloha, which I got this time. Just want to say you're awesome. By the way, Party of Darkness page, hit me on Instagram and I'm excited. They'll have a booth at the Days of the Dead event near me in a few weeks. Can't wait to see more #Strivers. Oh, that's so cool. So what is that? I don't know much about what's going on with that movie. It's so interesting because I worked as, like on Always Little. I felt like I knew everything that was going on because it was such a smaller production. But the bigger the projects that I work on, the less I know about what's happening with them. So let me know what the Day of the Dead booth is that they are having and where. Yeah, let me know. Okay, we also have a Streamlabs coming in from RQMDSMD. Thank you, RQMDSMD. Fun fact or not, as of now, I am as close to you in age as I am to your Grammy. That is a fun fact. I think that's fun. Listen, I cannot believe 97. She is crushing. She has had a very, very hard week, but I'm really proud of her. She's having a really hard time sleeping and eating, which is to be expected and understandable, but the government is making her life so much harder right now, and that is frustrating, which we shall talk about. Send in the highs and lows and thorns of your rose and thorn and what's it called, guys? Send in your week's best, worst, and weirdest. That's better. Best, worst, and weirdest. Send them in. Send them in the Streamlabs. Send them in the super chat. I want to hear. Because I'm why I wake early. I don't know if that made sense. Rose, thorn, and bud. Rose, thorn, and bud. So what's that mean? Ash, is that like good, bad, and something that might be? That makes sense to me. You can send that in if you guys want. Send them in. Send them in. Okay, career-wise, other stuff. Let's see. So once I got back from London, because Greg had been covering for me for so long for Real Reject stuff, he was really helping me out, hooking it up by taking a lot of the socials off my plate, and he let me not film for the 2 weeks that I was gone. And then unfortunately I got the flu, and then as you guys know, Papo died, so it was just like missing so much. I missed like 3 3.5 weeks of being at Real Rejects. I was still doing socials for the vast majority of that, but it's a lot to miss. And Greg was amazing about it. But because he was so amazing about it, and because he's my only boss that paid me while I was gone, I now really want to make up the time because I think it's the right thing to do. So I had been working like extra time over there. As you guys know, I did the entire Black Mirror series, which we filmed in 2 days. So just that alone is a bunch of hours. I'm doing Last of Us. Usually they don't have me on shows as much. And then I'm doing my usual movie schedule. So I had been doing like a ton of extra hours there. Plus I'm catching up on all my socials and going through everything. And so it's been, it was a lot. I've just been working there a lot. But then this week, now that I've all caught up, it was back to normal schedule. So I feel like now that things are like calming down a little bit over there, although I still, next week, I think I'm going to be working a lot there, but I've been doing just a lot of stuff. So there will be more Real Rejects videos, hopefully, that you're seeing me in. Funny enough, a video dropped today. This is some insider baseball for you guys for a movie called It Follows that Aaron and I covered together. But insider baseball for you guys, we shot that, I don't know, I want to say over a year ago. To the point where I don't even remember the movie. We shot it so long ago. I went in the comments today and we were getting slammed, which maybe they're right for slamming us. I don't remember. I don't remember the video. I don't remember, I don't think anybody's ever right for slamming anybody on a movie. Like, who cares? Why are you guys so aggressive? Get a life, truly. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's super strange. But anyway, people were slamming us. And so Aaron and I were texting today, just like, oops. But I really want to do more videos with him because, first of all, I love Aaron. And I just went and saw for his birthday, for those of you guys who do not know, which I knew this about him, but I had never seen it. He is an unbelievable poet. And we went to his birthday party and he performed 4 poems that were like out of this world good, to the point where I recorded them and then showed Grammy them because I was like, you have to hear these. And Grammy was blown away by him. He's such an unbelievable poet and performer. So good. So anyway, though, I just think he's wildly talented. And so, but Aaron and I don't film together that often. And now I feel like it's going to be even harder for us to film together more because every video that we've done so far seems to get bashed by people. So anyway, go leave love on that video if you're so kind. And we got to find a good niche for me and Aaron to film more together over there. Yeah, Jimmy, you haven't been around. Papo died 3.5 weeks ago, my dude. I have been literally gutted and not a whole human for the last month. It's been awful. So, but it's so funny. A lot of my, not funny, but I got reached out to by some people. I posted a whole video and I posted a bunch of stories. And I talked about it on Christian Show and I talked about it here and I talked about it on World Girls. I talked about it everywhere, but a lot of my friends still didn't know about it. And so like some people reached out to me and some people still haven't. So I don't know whether they don't know or whether they just haven't, like some of my close friends. And I didn't know, like, am I supposed to just text everybody? Like I texted anybody who ever met, who knew him. It's because I wanted to let them know. But like I don't know. It just felt weird to text, like, what am I supposed to do? Like mass text people or like, I don't know. So anyway, going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Thank you for you guys' support in here. It has been a wild couple of months. You guys know I lost a job at the end of last year that really put me out, and then stopping doing World Girls and whatnot. And I'm going to be here a lot more often, have been here more often. So the support you guys can give for me to continue doing this channel and really blowing it up and being here as often as I can is very helpful. So thank you guys for that support. John Get Bent in the Streamlabs says, random career question. Hell yeah, I love it, John Get Bent. I assume you don't have an agent, so how do people that reach out to you for roles usually find you, or do you find them and send them a reel or something? Why do you assume that I don't have an agent? What you mean? I will tell you a couple of different things. Number one, I have a manager, and actually I left where I was repped, and now we are out for new representation. So I am taking active meetings right now, figuring out what the best place for me is. And I actually have a meeting with somebody tomorrow. Wish me luck. But for me, just so you guys know how the industry works, this is how it works. When you're an actress, if you have a manager, an agent, and a lawyer, which typically you do at least have a manager and an agent, but also a lawyer, they take 10%, 10%, and 5%. So that's 25% straight up of every paycheck that you get that goes to your representations. So it's very important to not just have reps around that don't do anything, because they will take that check no matter. And so in the past, I feel as if I have been with people who take my money but don't add any work or value, because I am somebody who books a lot on my own. A lot of actors and hosts don't book on their own for multiple reasons. Number one, maybe they don't know how. They don't self-submit. They don't have the network. Number two, they don't want to. They have decided that their reps should, if they're going to make 10%, they should be booking for them. Number three, they're more old school about it. They came up in a time where you don't book for yourself. So for all of those reasons, some people don't. I'm somebody who actively, constantly is booking things myself. And so I don't want to just be the only one bringing work in and then writing paychecks for people. So it's very important that I have the right team. I have a manager who I absolutely love. Actually went with him to the premiere last night. I think that he is like a gift sent to me. We've been together for 2 years now. His name is Matt Cooper. He is at OGM, which is Objectively Good Management and Media, and he is gangbusters awesome. This is a man who takes my calls at 11 p.m., takes my calls on a Saturday, is constantly meeting with me, which a lot of people can't get in touch with their manager. Negotiated my deal for London, has gotten me great auditions, is working with me on my movie. Like, this man is gangbusters awesome. Just can't say enough good things about him. Really thoroughly trust him. And so now that I feel solid in my management, it is a good time to add an agent to the mix, but I won't just sign with somebody. Like the last time I did agent meetings, I didn't like anybody enough to sign with them. I had several people who were wanting me, but I didn't feel like they were going to bring things to the table. A lot of agents, I feel like, just kind of collect a check. It's very common in Los Angeles. And so I would do some outreach about them, reach out to a couple clients of theirs and be like, how is this person? And, oh, they're fine, but haven't gotten me anything in the last 12 months, last 6 months, no audition, whatever it was. And so I didn't sign with anybody my last go route, but now because of the movie and because of the fact that I'm so solid with Matt, I feel really good about this round of possible reps, and just put me in like the next echelon. How's that word said? You guys know what I mean. And so I'm really excited about that. To the second part of your question, how do they get in touch with me? They get in touch with me through my manager, which if you have an IMDb Pro, you can see where I'm repped. And you reach out to my man. That's how people send scripts and book me for projects. Two things that I will tell you guys. If you are interested in being an actor or a host or talent of any kind, it is so unnecessary to get an agent or manager at first. Become desirable and then let them come to you. It just opens up the doors so much more. Like, Matt found me. Matt found me after I had a really not good manager prior. Matt found me. We had a mutual. He asked to meet with me, and he came to me and basically like pitched me. Here are all the things I've watched you on over the years. Here's what I visualize for your career. Here's where I think you've been. Here's where I think you can go. Here's the ways that I think we can get there. And it starts such a better relationship. People who move to Los Angeles or New York or wherever, and they're like, I need to get an agent. No, start self-submitting, start booking things, start creating your own work, start doing things, and then people will come to you. And for this round of agents, we've had people reaching out about me to Matt to meet with me. So it's a much better starting place because we're starting with the fact that we already know that they want me. And now it's just me figuring out what the best fit is for me. So that's how people reach out to me. But again, I don't think there's any issue with if you are starting out. And by starting out, I mean first few years or however long it kind of takes you. It's zero issue if you don't have a manager and agent. That's really how I feel. You can self-submit for so much stuff these days. The best thing to do then, if you book something, is then to hire a lawyer to look over your contract on a contract by contract basis so that you don't get screwed. Echelon. So pronounce EH like echelon. Echelon. Am I saying it right now? Thank you guys for letting me know. In the super chat, JMB says, I was so sorry to hear about Papa. Thank you. But I think you have to be like the greatest granddaughter or grandparent can have. Nothing but good wishes for you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. I really hope that I am. My family has been very harsh on me recently about it. Not my immediate family, but my external family. So it's challenging sometimes to feel like I'm doing as much as I can and giving as much as I can, and then having people just not, people say that I'm not doing it right or whatever. And it's kind of like, if you don't like the way I'm doing something, then do it yourself. That's how I feel sometimes. So I appreciate you thinking that I've been a good granddaughter, and I really try. And my Grammy and my Papo previously are my entire world. You guys know that. I don't I would do anything for Grammy and would have done anything for Papo. And now I'm going to continue doing for Grammy what I know Papo would want me to. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Let's go back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what's going on in here. By the way, an extra shout out to JMB for that super chat, and to Handsome Ransom, Mike, Joyce, John Get Bent, RQMDSMD for the Streamlabs so far. Let's see what else is going on in the Streamlabs. Handsome Ransom says, thoughts on pineapple on pizza. Steph said she likes it on Christian Harloff show. I've been eating pineapple and black olive pizza since I saw the first Deadpool movie. I love it. Paused Black in Black. Amy W. biopic, Winehouse, to catch the live, by the way. Have you seen it? Thank you so much, Handsome Ransom. Here's the thing, and I need you guys to understand, I know how crazy the pineapple on pizza debate is. I know. We used to have it on World Girls all the time. And if you remember, when we went to the Schmodown Con, we actually had jars for pineapple on pizza, yes or no. They were like tip jars and voting jars. And the truth is, if you know me well, you know I can't eat cheese. So my opinion doesn't matter the same way, because I like pizza, but I eat it without cheese. So asking me if I like pineapple on pizza is asking me if I like tomato sauce, pineapple, and crust, because there's no cheese. I love pineapples, so I would eat it on anything, but it's not what I get on my cheeseless pizza. Usually on my cheeseless pizza, I load it up with meats or barbecue sauce or anything like that. So I'm just not the right person to ask. I love Amy Winehouse. I didn't see Back to Black, which I hear I heard was very good, and I do want to watch it. I like Back in Black is what you wrote, which is a whole different music idea. But I do want to see it. Do you guys think it's worth it? Let me know. Ash in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, "Hi, Roxy," and then has a smiley face. Hi, Ash. How are you and your roommate? How are you and your ex-girlfriend? Jimmy Nails in the Streamlabs. Hi, Jimmy. Sorry, this isn't more. Oh, Jimmy, I just so appreciate your support, man. Like, it means everything. This is literally the last $5 on my account. Jimmy, don't do that, babe. It's so hard to lose an elder, especially when you are a caretaker. I'll be lifting you up. Miss you. I got a kick-ass job running a food service for autistic people. Fun, but I cut you off after fun, but I. So write in the chat the rest of it, Jimmy, and I'll see what you said. And thank you so much for that support. It is so hard to lose an elder, especially as a caretaker. I know, because it's like the emotional baggage of losing Puppo. My whole family has, my siblings, my cousins, my uncles, but the hole in my day, I'm the only one that has, that's the caretaker part. So it just is different, and it's hard. And I just miss him so fucking much. Like, that's my guy. And I just can't, yeah. He got cremated 2 days ago, and his ashes come tomorrow. And I was supposed to be there for the cremation, but kind of a crazy story. But they ended up bringing him to one cremation facility that doesn't allow people to come, even though I thought he was going to the other one, but there was a misunderstanding. And so he went to the one where people aren't allowed to go. And I was going to go and be there for the cremation, but they wanted to charge me $1,000 extra for that, which, first of all, frankly, I don't have. And second of all, if they needed me to be there, they needed to put him to the back of the list. It was going to be 3.5 more weeks for him to get cremated. So Grammy wants him home immediately. She does not like not having his ashes yet. So I just decided, okay, so I wasn't able to be there with him, which I feel like fucking gutted about. To be honest, I know everybody is different, but when we went to see my mom after she had died, it was the next day at the funeral home. And it just was, for me, kind of cathartic. Because for me, just being with somebody's body one more time, even though it's not their soul, was helpful. And I just really wanted to be with Puppo's body one more time. I know that sounds so odd to people, and that not everybody feels that way, but it's just what I wanted. And to charge you $1,000 in order to do that, it's highway robbery. They've upcharged us at every step of the way. It was an extra $135 or $50 in order to take his pacemaker out, which they didn't tell. $1,000 for me to be there, which, like, it's just crazy what they do. It's a business, and boy, oh boy, do they treat it as such. Really upsetting. I feel like I've flipped out on so many people in the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just because they don't feel like real humans sometimes. Like, it feels like you're talking to somebody that's a robot who's been trained with the answers they're allowed to give you. And it's like, can you just be a fucking person for 1 second and understand that I have taken care of this man every day for 15 years and he is my life, and I would like to come see his body one more time, and $1,000 and waiting 3.5 more weeks for him to come home because of that, those two things that you guys are saying to me are absurd. We hear you're disappointed. Unfortunately, the transportation that it would take, the time that it would take, it's not fair for other families to be moved around because you've decided to change your mind, like off of a script. And it's just like, in what world is me seeing his body an $1,000 fee? It's just so frustrating. So frustrating. And again, I know it's not like everybody has that feeling. My uncles, Grammy, they were like, once he's out of the house, we don't want to see his body anymore. That's totally fine. You should, of course, not have to. But for me personally, it was just helpful with my mom. And so I knew it would be, I knew it's what I wanted to do with Papa. And I'm sad that I don't get that moment, especially because I thought I had it when we were taking him out of the house and I was helping put him in the bag. It's really like a sheet that whatever. Anyway, I kissed him and I held onto him and I thought to myself, this isn't the last time I'm going to touch him. But it was, and I just wanted another time. Anyway, it's too much details about that one topic, but that is that. Do you guys want to know why? Hot transition, because I can't keep crying because my eyes are burning after 3.5 weeks of just like nonstop crying. Same with Grammys. Do you guys want to know why I feel like a scorned ex-wife? Because it doesn't have to do with Papo, but it does have to do with something crazy. Do you want to know? Let me know. In the super chat, Sexy Andrew says, "Hey Roxy, I always appreciate your live streams. You are always sexy." Thank you, Sexy Andrew. We appreciate you. You're the best. Send in those Streamlabs, send in those super chats. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about tonight. You guys have been doing a great job so far. Thank you for supporting the show. Here's why I feel like a scorned ex, and it's not that much tea. The date that I went on, I can tell you guys about if you want. Ask questions if you would like to know about that. But here's why I feel like a scorned ex. The way I feel jealous over who's hanging out with my niece is insane. I have never been in a relationship in my life where I felt jealous. It's just not, since I was 14, it's just not how I feel. It's not how I feel. So, like, it's just not ever been an issue for me. When I see, because I'm 3,000 miles away from my niece, when I see pictures of people spending more time with her than I've been able to spend with her, or holding her, or going on a walk with her, I'm like, who is that? What are they doing with my niece? Do I trust you? Like, my brother posted a picture today of this girl pushing Leia in a stroller on a walk. I texted him, who the fuck is that? And where are you? He was like, I was there, relax. And I said, it's giving kidnap. Like, who is that stranger who has my niece? He's like, this is my friend. I am with her. And we're on a walk. But I feel like vicious about it. And also because I don't get to spend any time with my niece. And you guys know I spent $1,000 to fly home to see my niece after London. And I got the fucking flu, so I wasn't able to spend time with my goddamn niece. And I had to sit by myself with 103 fever for fucking 5 days. And then I couldn't spend time with her after because I got the call that Papa wasn't going to make it. And I had to fly back to fucking LA before I got to see my fucking niece. So I literally have only ever had, when she was a newborn baby, the 10 days that I was with her. And that is it. And now we are at 4 months. And all of these people have spent more time with my niece than me. And I feel like so jealous. That's the emotion. It, I feel jealous, and it doesn't feel right. Like, even when my sister, they went to the we used to go to the marathon together every single year. Big marathon family. We love the marathon. We live really close to the marathon, so we always go to this one spot. And I saw my brother, my sister-in-law, my sister, and my niece at the marathon, and they were like family tradition. And I'm like, bitch, I'm family. I'm family. Where am I for the tradition? And then Leia just went on her first trip because Leanne's family lives in Mexico, but they were in Florida. So Leanne, and they were doing like a big family reunion. So they flew to Miami to go see all Leanne's extended family and introduce Leia to Leanne's grandparents and yada yada. And so we were all on a shared family album. So I get to see pictures of Leia every day. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing all these cousins hold her and kiss her and love on her and spend time with her and like write caption, like posts like, oh, blah, 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 so cute, whatever. And I'm like, I can't believe everyone is spending so much more time with my niece than me. And I honestly, this might be completely unrealistic. You guys tell me, but I feel psychotic. And I'm like, Jet, I need you to FaceTime me every day. Like every day. I need you to FaceTime me. And this is the most psychotic thing. Do you guys know what I say to her every single time? I say, hi, princess. Roxy, 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 Roxy. I want her to hear my name. I need her to know my name because all this is going to pass us by. And she's going to be so close with Auntie Sky, Tia Sky, because Sky's there nonstop. And I'm just out here so far, and I already feel so isolated from my family sometimes. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I know this is probably kind of funny sounding, but I honestly feel like a scorned ex-love. I'm like, who are you with? When are you there? How long are you spending time for? When do I get to see you next? When are you coming to me? Do I always have to come to you? Like, I feel like a jealous girlfriend about my niece. It's like psycho. And I can't wait until I'm older and she can come visit me and stay with me, and she knows that, like, you know, I can take her shopping and like we can do cute stuff together. And then, we could talk on the phone or FaceTime, and she doesn't have to, like, Jet doesn't have to hold it for her, Leanne doesn't have to hold it for her. Like, she can FaceTime me if she wants to talk to Auntie Roxy. I can't wait until that, because then we can, like, but this moment, I want to be with her, and I want her to know how much she's so loved by Auntie Roxy, and I don't get to be with her, and all of these people get to be with her. And like, okay, what did this person post today? And again, it's not her fault. Like, why would she not post this? I do this with my friends' kids. When I see them, I post them and I'm all super duper excited. But like, I just don't get to spend time with her. If I did, I wouldn't feel this jealousy. But like, okay, let me see. This is what the stroller picture said. So this person posted and the stroller, and they said, oh, look, it's a perfect angel. That's my angel. And she's not even angel, she's princess, because it's Leia, Princess Leia. And she is an angel, but that's my angel. Do you hear me? Any cross country or long distance aunts or uncles, please provide tips, because I feel psycho. Like, I'm losing my mind over not being with her. And my grandma back there is like, you're so going to move back here because you miss her. And it's like, I can't do that. Number one, Grammy could never do that to her. Number two, my career is here. But I want to be there all the time. But I also can't afford to visit that often because I have to take off work and I have to pay for it. I'm thinking about getting one of those nice ass credit cards that gives you miles and stuff. I started looking into them. There's this one Chase card where if you sign up right now, this is not an ad for them, you get 100,000 points. That's got to be a lot of miles. like, how many credit cards can I take out just so that I can go see her for a couple days at a time? And then the other thing I'm super stressed about is, you guys know, when I flew back from London, I gave her the fucking flu, which made me want to off myself. And so how long after flying can I wait to see her? Because I can really only go back for 2 or 3 days at a time before I have to get back to work. Yeah, Ash, it's literally $1,000 round trip. Like, sometimes it's $800. And if you book really, really far in advance, you can get round trip tickets now for $500. But I don't ever see anybody less than that. And I don't know that far in advance. So frustrating. Anyway. Oh, he means 100,000 points on that card. Oh, that's like $1,000. Okay, so that's one round trip flight. No, it could be 2 if you book in advance. And the reason it's so expensive is because it's like nothing is free anymore on the plane. You have to pay for your seat. You have to pay for your bag. It's like the ticket's like $250 one way. And then it's like $35 extra for your bag. If you want to have an assigned seat beforehand, an extra $40. You can't bring your own food in, so you have to buy food at the airport. They sometimes let you bring food, but sometimes no. And if there's any liquid to it, then you can't bring it through. Like the other day, this was not the other day, this was a couple months ago. They took my salad dressing, and then I had a salad with no fucking dressing that I'd made at home. Mad annoying. I was like, can I just dump the dressing on and then go through? And they're like, no. And it's like, if I had just done that before, I probably could have. But then it would have been soggy. Upcharge for everything. Everything upcharge. Today, I went to go get gas. I wasn't even on empty. And I drive a 2-door car. And it was $72. $72. I won't make that much tonight for gas. And I go through a tank a week, if not more. And I can't find eggs. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. That's my scorned lover self. I just want to be with my niece. And I don't want anybody to be able to be with my niece more than I can be with my niece. And we live 3,000 miles away, so I can't be with her a lot. Yeah. What's going on with you guys? Let me know. What did we decide? Rose, thorn, and bud? Send in your highs and lows and pros of the week. You should make up our own expression for this show. Like, send in your whatever it is. Y'all figure it out. Because your girl does not know. Oh, okay, Mel. The date. Do you guys want me to be honest with you about how, like, what we talked about on the date? This was a guy from an app. And he's super cute. Super cute. What can I tell you guys about him? He was really nice. We had been trying for like a week and a half to schedule a time, or 2 weeks, and our schedules were just not aligning. And so we figured out an hour slot for coffee. Also, he's sober. So while he said he'd have no problem going to get a mocktail while I got a drink, I don't love putting, for the first date, putting that on a sober person. Like, let's do something that's equally fun for you as it is for me, right? I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's how I'm feeling. So we met up, and on the date, he was like really sweet, and I thought he had really cool energy, interesting stories, but here's what happened. He's kind of like woo-woo, spiritual. And he asked me, what is your love language? And I said, it's acts of service. And he said, what else? And I said, acts of service is so far above everything else for me. And he said, why? And I said, anybody who can make my life easier in any way, that's like the most attractive thing to me, because I find, and I know people have way more challenging lives than I do, but I find my day to day often to be very challenging. I take care of a lot of people and a lot of things, and I have a lot of jobs, and I'm very busy. And just anybody who can do anything to make my life a little better that's hot. And he said, I find acts of service to be the most difficult thing to do early on. And I was like, why do you say that? He was like, well, just because like when you're pursuing somebody, there's not many acts of service that you can do. And I said, no, I mean, you came, he met me for coffee right near Grammy's because I didn't want to leave her for too long. And I said, that's an act of service. You came, instead of me coming to your side of town, you came to my side of town. That to me is an example of an act of service. He was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, what's yours? And he was like, mine is physical touch. And I said, for me, that is the hardest one to do early on. And he was like, really? Like a hand on the shoulder, hug, like touching? And I said, yeah, honestly, like in order to want to like be touchy with anybody, I have to be like really obsessed with them. I'm just not that affectionate of a person. And I just like, that's just not really my comfort level early on. When I had my boyfriend of 6 years, I was extremely affectionate with him. Not necessarily like in public, but in general, like very, very affectionate. I didn't say this part to him, but it takes me a while to feel comfortable touching anybody, honestly. Like, I don't even mean sexually. I just mean like, I'm just not really a big touchy person. I'm just not. It's like, it makes me uncomfortable to have anybody touch me that I don't like really want touching me, like even friends, like having longer hugs. It takes me a while sometimes. So anyway, he was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, I don't remember like what the transition to this was, but he was like, we were talking about how it was kind of difficult to plan this. And he was like, cause you seem very busy. And I'm like, I'm really, really busy. And he was like, I don't want to feel like I'm like, oh, he said, what else are you looking for? And I said, I honestly think at this point, I'm going to really need somebody to bang my door down, because I love my life. I love my friends. I'm super career driven. I love spending time with Grammy. And that's my world. And, I really do want to meet my person, but I think I'm going to need somebody who's just very, very, forward with me about what they want, and just actively pursuing me if that's what they want, because I'm not really looking for anything else at this moment, because I have a lot of things that I love. And he was like, well, I don't want to feel like I'm kind of like the only one pursuing. And I said, that's totally fair. I might not be the girl for you then. And he was like, I don't want to feel like when I'm texting you, I'm bothering you. And if I'm texting you and it's taking you a long time to respond or whatever it is, I'm going to feel that way. And I was like, I think that is 100%, because at this point, I'm in my 30s. I mostly date people in their 30s. Sometimes I date people in their late 20s. Sometimes I date people in their 40s. But for the most part, I'm dating people in their 30s. And at this point, you know who you are, you know what you want, you know what you're willing to do, you know what you're not willing to do. So just kind of call what it is. And he was like, he had said, like, I don't want to feel like I'm the only one. And I said, I think that's 100% fair. I just don't know that then I'm the person for you. And then he was like, I just kind of like played it off as a joke. Like, I just hope you're responsive when I text you, which I am a pretty good responder when I'm being texted. And then he texted me when the next day, or maybe later that night. And he said, was really happy to meet you. I hope I see you again sometime. And I said, me too. Cause it was a fun date. Like I liked his conversation a lot. I don't know if we're for each other or not, but I thought that he was a cool dude. So, like, as I say, dates sometimes feel like a waste of your time. This didn't feel like a waste of time. It felt like he was a nice guy. And so he said, I hope I see you again sometime. And then he texted me on Tuesday and I responded and we went back and forth for a little bit. But then he didn't respond to the most recent thing that I had said on that date, and we haven't spoken since. So I don't know if I'm going to see him again. I really like when somebody's really direct, and instead of, I hope I see you again sometime, this is just, and I'm not saying that you have to do this. This is just what I want. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a person who says, instead of I hope I see you again sometime, they say, I had a great time today. I would love to see you again. Is your Thursday night free? Instead of like kind of more wishy-washy. I want like intentional. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted if I see him again. Cause that. Anyway, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. They're what's the word for like not professional therapy with Roxy Stryer today? Whatever that word is. That's what we're doing. Ash in the Streamlabs. Hell yeah, Ash, with that big support. He says, here's some gas money. Isn't that crazy how expensive gas is? Thank you. I need it. I couldn't believe it. It's like, how could anybody afford to drive? But LA is so big, you can't walk anywhere pretty much. And it's so dangerous. RQMDSMD in the house. Thank you. He said, you're a great aunt. Hang in there. Leia will love you. Do you guys say aunt or aunt? Aunt Roxy, Auntie Roxy, Auntie Roxy. I think I've been saying Auntie Roxy, Auntie Sky. But some of my aunts I call aunts, some aunts. Thank you for that big support. I'm going to literally force her to love me. See, now I really sound like a scorned ex-wife. I'm going to force her to love me the most. And that is how I feel. That is how I feel. Yeah, Mel, I like pursuers. And it's okay to not be that. Not everybody likes that. There are people who don't. So that's totally fine. Just for me personally, it's what I'm looking for. And at 33, I just know myself and I know what I want and I know what I'm attracted to. So I'm very intentional. Oh, Brandy, I'm an aunt. I'm not an aunt. I'm an aunt. Je feel. Some people feel very, very about it. But one of the fun things is because Leanne's Mexican, we think so far we're being called Tia and Tio, or the uncle Tio, me and Sky Tia. Tia Roxy is so cute. Love it. Love it. All right, my friends. Let me see. I wanted to tell you guys about Lawn Chair Larry. Y'all ready for this? Now that I've been talking about myself for 1 hour. Send in things about yourselves so we can talk about you, please and thank you. But I do need to tell you guys about Lawn Chair Larry because this was unbelievable. And I was like, wow, I feel like we should all know about this. Let me pull up. I saw this on Instagram and I saved the story because I was like, I got to tell the rock stars. Got to. Oh, Brittany, you're Tia too. It's so fun. It's fun to be a Tia. Send in the Streamlabs, y'all. All posts. Here we go. Saved posts. Lawn Chair Larry. Okay. Larry Walters in 1982 he sat in a lawn chair. He took 45 helium balloons and a pellet gun because he wanted to fill all these balloons. And then when he got high enough, use the pellet gun to descend by popping each one. And he brought a radio up there with him and a sandwich. Guess how high he went? He went so high that he didn't use the pellet gun because he thought it would propel him into space. This is a crazy story. So this is I am Taylor Perkins told me this on Instagram. I don't know who that is, but this is the story that he told on Instagram. Are you ready?
I could never in a million years. Guess who just learned about lawn chair Larry?
What's the
Why
picture?
have I never heard about this? So this happened in 1982, and this is Larry Walters. He lived in Long Beach, California, and he had a dream to fly. He had always wanted to be an Air Force pilot, but had bad eyesight, so he couldn't do it. But from a young age, he always had a fascination with helium, and he had the idea, if you got enough balloons, could you fly? So he filled 42 helium balloons.
Oh,
He brought some
42.
beers, he brought 2 liters of Coca-Cola and a BB gun so he could shoot the balloons when it was time for his descent. He tied a 100-foot rope to his car, but that rope snapped. His idea was float up to 100 feet, just chill there for a little bit, and then...
Pausing. So he tied a rope to his car, but the rope snapped. He was going to just chill, like kind of floating, and then come down.
Descend down. Do you want to know how high he went? He didn't level off at 100 feet. He didn't level off at 1,000 feet. He didn't level off at 5,000 feet. 16,000 feet. The minimum height for...
16,000 feet. The minimum height for skydivers is 3,000 to 4,000 feet.
Skydiving is 3,000 to 4,000 feet. The average height is 8,000 to 10,000 feet.
He went twice as high as the average height for skydiving.
Looking at this, sitting in a freaking lawn chair. He was afraid to shoot his BB gun because he was afraid it would throw him out of the chair because of the unbalance. He spent 90 minutes in the air, after which he slowly began his descent.
90 minutes. He spent 90 minutes in the air in a lawn chair at 16,000 feet. Icon. Idiot. Icon.
Did bring an emergency radio, and at 13,000 feet, he was able to contact an operator. The operator asked him, what airport did he take off from? And Larry was like, I'm in a lawn chair with 42 helium balloons. He finally descends. He ends up crashing into a power line. He's fined $1,500 for flying a vessel that is not airworthy. They also tried to suspend his pilot's license, but he didn't have one. And now his chair sits in the Smithsonian. I just love this. When a reporter asked him why he did it,
His chair sits in the Smithsonian. Did you guys see what lawn chair Larry's chair looked like? I'll pull it back up in a second.
Nonchalantly says a man can't just sit around. It is important to note that...
Why did you do this? A man can't just sit around. A man can't just sit around.
Since this, there have been 11 copycats, all of them being male. Guys, he was...
11 copycats, all male. This is the chair in the Smithsonian. That is his lawn chair that went 16,000 feet in the air for 90 minutes.
16,000 feet in the air in this little lawn chair. How have I never heard about this?
I was like, I have to tell you guys, that is the craziest story I've ever heard. I don't know if there's enough there for a movie, but there's definitely enough there for a short, and that short might be called Up. like imagine. I have so many follow-up questions. So if you didn't use the BB gun, or did you, to get down? Because how did you start to descend? That high up, does the helium just start to dissipate? Do you know how close you were to dying? These 11 copycats, did any of them get hurt? Great question, John. What were you wearing? Was it cold? 16,000 feet in a lawn chair with balloons. Imagine looking up and seeing that. At that height, obviously you wouldn't, but I'm just saying, if you see him start going, do you call somebody? They want to take away his pilot license. He's like, my pilot lawn chair? Crazy. Wait, what do you mean? Oh no, I looked up his Wikipedia and death. Wait, did he die doing this? That was not included in the story. No, don't tell me lawn chair Larry. No. Or do you just mean later on? That can't be real. Tell me what happened. Oh, later. Oh, no. No. served himself. Oh, but he was such an icon. Still is. That's a sad, honestly, that is a sad. I think this story is crazy, though. Wow, the twists and turns that just took place about Lawn Chair Larry. Maybe I should write this movie. Do you guys think I should? Ugh. Rest in peace, Lawn Chair Larry. That's a crazy fact, though. What's the highest anybody has gone in a lawn chair? I would have thought maybe 100 feet. 16,000. Never, ever in my life would I have guessed that. I know that there was something else I saved to show you guys, too. What was it? Oh, this one. This was amazing. Okay. Is this a plan during the Cold War that I found out about again on social media? This girl named Chappie Milkshake posted this. During the Cold War, this was a real plan that America had. This was amazing. And this was the plan. Okay, I'll have her tell you guys because she explains it so well. It's so funny. Hold on.
Is 80 salt?
I just found out during the Cold War, there was a real researched plan in which the Americans would drop extra large condoms labeled medium all over.
Okay, so the Americans would drop extra large condoms that were labeled medium to the Soviet army. So that they would think, basically, that they had tiny penises. And this was like a real official military plan. I know, Sam, sometimes TikTok, there's actually Instagram, but the music is so distracting. But literally, the military had this plan that they were going to go to the base of one of the Soviet bases, drop medium condoms, extra large condoms, and labeled medium, so that all the Soviets would think that they had little weenies. Our taxpayer dollars. What is happening? I wish that happened. I wish. That is like iconic, hilarious, and deranged. Not as cool as Lawn Chair Larry, but still pretty unbelievable. Pretty unbelievable. All right, my friends, we are getting out of here soon. So send in any last minute Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Jimmy, I'm with you. It is kind of brilliant. So stupid. That'll show them. Iconic. On my list of things to talk about, I also wanted to talk about the VA is driving me nuts, but I'll talk about that next time because they're still going to be driving me nuts. In order to get any kind of benefits or Grammy, we have to prove certain things about their marriage. We have to go in with marriage certificates, birth certificates, and it's Papa was 100 years old. Grammy's 97. We don't have some of the stuff that you guys are looking for. It's so frustrating. And one of the big things that's been the holdup, this is what our government is so stupid sometimes. Papa was in the 8th Air Force. At the time, it was called during World War II, it was called the Army Air Force. There were one thing, the Army Air Force, and he was in the 8th Air Force. Because of that, because the Air Force was part of the Army Air Force, when they ask for clarification questions on the phone to ID him, when I say he was part of the 8th Air Force, they say, okay, was he Army or Air Force? And either answer that I give on their machine on the other end marks as incorrect because it's the Army Air Force, but that doesn't exist anymore. So there's no way for them to verify his identity over the phone because he was in the Army Air Force, which now if you put it as Army, it's wrong. And if you put it as Air Force, it's wrong. And there's no column for Army Air Force, even though he was in the 8th Air Force, which was part of the Army Air Force. It's driving me nuts. So every time I call, they're like, sorry, that's actually not correct. And I'm like, oh, God fucking damn it. It's so hard to not lose my shit on people. It's so frustrating. And I explain it to them every time. Like, I'm explaining you how to do your job. I have a question for you guys. This is my stoner thought of the week. Why do we all have different temperatures that we like and taste buds? Like, we all like like different foods and we all have different temperatures. Is that in our DNA? Is that nature versus nurture? What's up? Why are some people always like one temperature versus another? Part of it's about body fat, I'm sure, but also some of it's not. Because we all have 98.6 degrees. We're all at that temperature. Then what's the temperature thing? What's up with that? What's up with the taste buds? Why don't we all just like the same things? Just really started to, you think on that. You think on that and let me know when I come back here. And I will be back. I think it will be Sunday that I am back. It's just another Sunday. Nope, wrong. It's the Manic Monday. What's Sunday? Silly Sunday. Thank you to RQMDSMD, to Ash, to Jimmy, to Handsome Ransom, to Mike, to John, to Sexy Andrew, to JMB. Thank you guys so much for the Streamlabs and the super chat. If you guys are watching after the fact and you want me to read your thing next time, I will read it on Wednesday. Or if you get them in now, I will read it at the end of the show today. Because we are getting out of here. Thank you for joining me on this late night edition of Live at the Roxy and for doing a little bit of group therapy with me. Your girl needs it. Next time, tell me what's up with you. We'll try to sort through it together. Yeah, today is Thursday. What'd I say? Did I say it wasn't? Probably did. You never fucking know. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well, anyway, stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Justice for all of the people. And there's a lot who have lost their lives due to excessive force. And I feel like that expression has changed meanings so many times over the course of this show. Excessive force from the police, excessive force from civilians, excessive force from governments, just so much excessive force. Wherever you are on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself, Glenn Caesar. Did I say it was Sunday? No, I said I think I'd be here on Sunday. And then so I'll see you guys on Sunday. It's just a Sunday. I don't know exactly what I said, guys. You can't expect me to know what I'm saying anymore. Because I don't. Sometimes people should pull up things I said on shows 8 years ago. They're like, you said, and I'm like, I don't know what I said tonight. My brain, there's a lot going on. Have you seen the world? I guess in the It Follows video, I guess I shredded Trump at some point. I told you guys we filmed it over a year ago. So it was before Trump was reelected. So I don't even know what I said, but people were pissed at for the Real Rejects video that I was slamming Trump. I was like, I don't remember what I said about him or that I slammed him, but I'm sure I stand by it. Anyway, people, do you remember you said the Snyder Cut didn't exist? That was 8 years ago, my dog. Let it go. I've said a lot of things since then. Let it go. All right. Anyway, much love. And I shall see you guys. I'll catch you on the flip side. What's the flip side? Who's to say? Later.